Well, from your credit cards to your credit scores, our next guest says many of us are making mistakes with our money and we don't even know it. So to show us where we're going wrong and to set us on the right course is personal finance expert Rubina Ahmed-Haq. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
All right, let's get right into it. Automating all our payments. We love to do this. It's even easier when we can do them with apps from our phones, but there's a problem here.
Yes, so when you automate your payments, so that means you automatically have it charged to your credit card, you automatically have the money taken out of your bank. It can make your life a lot easier, but it can also put you on autopilot. So you get into a situation where you're not even looking at your bills anymore, and there might be an extra fee that's been tagged on that you didn't even realize that you're now paying for. You might have been automatically renewed. This is really true for gym memberships. You sign up for a year, you've signed the contract saying, until I say I don't want to be here anymore, keep renewing me month after month. But you haven't been going for 6 months, but you've been paying for it. So automating your bills is really good because it avoids the fees, but don't put yourself on autopilot. Still make sure you know exactly what you're paying with those bills.
So do you get paper versions still, or do you look things up online?
So I have now really done everything online for many reasons, just because I can get a good snapshot just by logging in. But I really do take some time every single month, check at, how much I paid for my utilities, where my phone bill's at, where my cable bill's at, just to make sure that nothing has, gone in a way that is charging me more, or if there is a problem, then at least I can call and get it rectified. Because if you call 6 months later, they're like, sorry, it's been so long, we can't fix that now.
Right.
Usually, if there's a problem with your bill, you want to call right away and make sure it's fixed.
All right, here's another problem. People think that, hey, well, I'm saving, but they're actually saving too little. So what's the actual percentage?
Well, personal finance experts love to push this 10% number, but people are like, what does that even mean? So say for an example, you want to...
before tax, after tax.
Yeah, so 10% after tax, if you save in your retirement from the day you start making money, the idea is that you'll have enough in your retirement savings plan to have a really nice, wealthy retirement. But say you want to get to $1 million by the time you retire. If you start saving at age 20, some people might think, okay, I'll put $50, $100. That's not enough. Even at age 20, you still want to be saving almost $300 a month in a retirement savings plan that would be paying about a 7% annual return. That would get you to $1 million by 65 or by the time you retire. And that number only goes up when you get to 30 or 40 or 50. So I think people need to really sit down and go into a retirement savings calculator, figure out where they're at, and then also figure out where I want to get to and how much I should be putting away every single month. I mean, it's great to save something, but be realistic. I mean, you might need to save a little bit more to get to where you actually want to get to.
Finance experts like yourself will also say you should start thinking about retirement from the minute you start working.
Yes, you should. Absolutely. When you turn 18 or when you start making your first full-time paycheck, so once you're out of school, your student debts are paid off, you should start thinking about retirement. Because, like I said, in the beginning, you can put $300 away. But if you fast forward to 30 or 40, you're now looking at $600, $700 a month you have to put away to get to the same results at the age of 65.
And it can seem hard to put away that $300 in the beginning, but it's only going to get harder as you buy a house or you get properties or things like that. Your money starts to dwindle.
Yes, it does. And I always say that, we might feel that way, but in our 20s, we actually do have a lot of disposable income because we don't have all those expenses that are related to when we get into our 30s that our money is tied up in.
All right, employee profit sharing plans. What do you need to keep in mind?
So a lot of people opt out of these employee profit sharing plans, and it's a really great way to actually save a lot of money. So employers will set up a plan where they're sharing profits with their employees, and sometimes you can opt in and put in X amount, but I really recommend that you should be putting in the maximum amount that you possibly can into an employee profit sharing plan, because they're then contributing based on your contributions, and that's going to mean that your profits are going to rise even more.
All right, credit scores. There's a few myths around these. First of all, how often should we check them?
So I always recommend check once a year. So around this time is a great time because we're doing our taxes. All those documents are in front of us anyways. So check once a year. Getting a credit report from TransUnion or from Equifax is free. And in that report, it will detail, Anne-Marie, you've got this many credit cards. You took a loan out when you were this age. You paid it off when you were this age. When I went for my first mortgage, there was a student loan that was still on my credit report that they hadn't closed and which was giving me a lower score than I deserved. And I had to go back to that bank and say, hey, I've paid this loan off. I don't know why you haven't sent a note to the credit bureau to say that I have. And so once they did that, my credit score improved. So you want to catch those things before you actually are in a situation where you want to get a mortgage or a loan.
There used to be a belief that if you checked your credit score, it actually hurt your credit rating. Is that true?
So if you're shopping around for credit, so say you're going to like 4 or 5 different credit card companies and applying for credit, that is true. It will lower your score because it looks like you're shopping for credit. But if you're looking for a mortgage, for example, it's expected that you will go to many banks to get the best rate possible. And in order for them to offer you that rate, they do have to do a credit check on you. You can get credit checks for free now. Borrowell's one company. They offer it free. It's a soft check. It will give you your score for free. If you want to get a more detailed look, you can go into Equifax or TransUnion and get them to send you a more detailed report.
Well, here's something that I thought most of us already do, and that's paying the monthly minimum on your credit card. It's a way to rack up debt. It's not smart money management. People don't still do this, do they?
Well, I always say that the minimum balance is the absolute, that is the last resort, that if you run out of money and there's nothing else that you can do, that at least that's going to keep your credit score in check. It's not going to affect the way that your credit rating down the road is going to be seen. So at least make those minimum payments. But if you're making, say, for example, you've got a $10,000 bill and you're making just minimum payments, it's going to take you almost 16 years to pay that bill off. And it's going to cost you many more $1,000s in interest payments. So my best advice is don't use your credit card as a resource. It is a tool just to get things so you don't have to carry wads of cash around, and always have the money in the bank so you can pay it off in full when it's due, so you're not paying any interest at all.
All right, these are all such good tips to keep in mind. And every time you hear, I think, why don't they teach this stuff in school?
Yes.
Kids? We'll get there. Rubina, thanks so much.
Thanks, Anne-Marie.